What's going on, everybody? It's your boy M.I. Sizzle back in the building with yet another YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about counter-attacking or counter-striking, also known as anti-mobilization attacks. All right, now when you hear the term counter-attack, you probably think of the term counter-hit, which we did a video on, and you can check that out right up here in the corner. But wait till after this one, of course. But counterattacking and counter-hitting are very different. And we're going to go into discussion today about how to counterattack, what its uses are, and what is it overall just to begin with, right? So let's get into that portion right now. What is counterattacking? Well, counterattacking can be defined as an attack used to counter an opponent's movement techniques. All right. So this could be stopping sidestepping. This could be stopping backdashing. It could be stopping side walking. It could be stopping dashing forward. All of these things are going to be useful tools that we're going to need to learn how to use to keep our opponents staying stationary. Basically, immobilizing our opponent and making them have to stand there and deal with the offense that we can bring to them, which you can also check out in this video up above, where you can check out how to apply offense. Now let's take a look at exactly what do counterattack moves really look like. I have Lee set up to do some moves right now, and we're going to go through what these things are. Down back 4, down 4, standing 3, both punches, down forward 2, up forward 4, down back 3, down forward 4, and of course 1-2. So you're probably saying to yourself, like, man, these moves don't even look nothing alike. Like, what do these moves even have in common, and how are they supposed to stop somebody from moving? Some of the moves are linear. Like, do you really know what you're talking about up there, big dog? Well, let's delve into it. So when we're talking about counterattacks, normally when people are saying you want to attack somebody out of their movement, normally it's trying to stop them from stepping in the foreground or stepping in the background, basically doing like three-dimensional movement. But we already got homing attacks for that. So like, why don't you just call them homing attacks? Well, let's take a look at this, right? First, we're going to try to set up a homing attack. We're going to do a jab into both punches. So if I try to step, it will hit me to either direction. And if I try to walk, it will hit me to either direction, right? So that's no surprise. We all know what homing moves are, or probably have a good idea of what a homing attack does. It stops you from being able to step the opponent. So Mike, we have that already. What is the counterattack? Why won't I just use that if I need to counterattack somebody? If I need to stop them from moving? Well, the problem is normally homing moves are kind of slow, right? So with them being slow, this will allow an opponent to be able to do a jab with frame advantage into a homing attack, and you'll still be able to sidestep the linear attack and block the homing attack. So it'll look something like this, right? I'm able to move out of the way of the linear attack and still able to block the homing attack. So really, we're not punishing that person from sidestepping and blocking, right? They're still avoiding our linear attacks. So what do we do about something like this? Well, that's when we institute something like this, right? Here we're going to do a jab into down back 3. Now down back 3 has a little bit of tracking on one side and has a lot of tracking on the other side. So it's going to be something that an opponent is not going to be able to sidestep and stand block because of the speed of the move. It's kind of close to the speed of the move of both punches. So let's check it out. We step that way. We step that way. Both ways got us hit, right? Now, if I side walk, I can get away from this, right? But what do we know? We know if you side walk, you could do both punches. So what if somebody says, okay, bro, I don't want to deal with that jump. So it's no big deal. I'm just going to backdash. Like, That's no big ass deal. Like, come on, bro. You know who I am, bro? My Korean backdash is immaculate. All right, you'll never catch me. Not with that jump. So let's kind of see what happens here. We're gonna put both attacks on and see what happens. All right, backdashed, backdashed, and backdashed. Still was able to block. Even if we had to make them block, they did not get punished, and they backdashed out of the low. So now we're saying to ourselves, oh man, that junk ain't even good, dog. It's not even good. So we got something for that, right? How do we punish that movement? Well, here we're just going to use jab into down 4, which is a quick low move, right? So since we're doing this quick low move, let's see if the person can backdash this. You saw he tried to back up, but it still caught him because it had a lot of range and it was fast. So we're going to get on the block. He tries to back up. And we see we're doing this at a decent range, right? So even at a decent range, he's not able to complete the backdash to even cancel the backdash. So he has to duck his body down and actually deal with the low, right? So now we've stopped this person from moving to the foreground. We've stopped this person from moving in the background. We've stopped this person from backing up. You know what they're going to do next. They about to start swinging, right? And why wouldn't they start swinging? All of these moves, if we look at them, they're all more than 10 frames. In fact, they're all more than 12 frames. So we learned about counter attacks. We learned about counter hitting in the video up in the corner. Go check it out right after this one if you haven't checked it out already. Counter attacking is going to be beat out possibly by these counter hits. So if they try to do any of these moves, I'm going to counter hit them with a magic 4, right? 11 frames is beating out all of the options because none of them are crushing. So now that we have this situation going on here, right? It's like, well, dang, why won't they always swing, bro? Like, this is what you want me to do, get counter hit? Well, we have something for that, right? That is going to still stay within the bounds of this particular topic. All right, so what we're going to look at here is going to be a jab into a backdash into a whiff punish. So let's check it out. Notice what's happening. They're trying to counterattack. They're trying to counter hit us. And instead, they're getting whiff punish. Right? So, because they are scared after that, they say, okay, I keep trying to counter hit this person, right? And I'm trying to counter hit so I can get damage and stop them from swinging on me with all of these counter attacks against my movement. Well, now that I'm doing that, I'm messing up, right? Like, oh man, he keep backing up. Now I have to run in and stop this person from doing what they are doing. So how do we deal with that, right? We're going to set them up. You're going to do a jab, down, forward, 2. Now, if we have a jab into down, forward, 2, and they're dashing forward, right? What's going to happen? Look at that. They're going to get launched. And what are we doing? We're punishing their forward movement now, right? Now you're saying to yourself, like, why is that considered a counter attack instead of a counter hit? Well, let's take a look at this. The difference would be if I did a counter hit, right? I would be using magic 4. Oh, sorry. I had to actually do it. All right, so we'd be doing jab into magic 4. If I was looking for counter hits, this would be what I would use. But look what happens if he runs in. Nothing. Because he's not pressing a button. He's just going to get kicked in the mouth. Now, here is the thing. There are things that will beat something like a down forward 2 after a jab, right? They could dash in and block, right? So that is only if they are committed to the dash. If they're not committed to the dash, they will be able to block. But you know, we had something for this earlier, right? What was that? That was a jab into jabs. Because the jab is so fast, even if they try to dash block, it will hit them before they can. They won't be able to stop themselves from dashing into the jabs. So this is the difference between counter attacking and counter hitting, right? And these are the ways you would want to use it. And why do you want to use it, and how do you choose which move to use? Well, first and foremost, you have to read your opponent's habits. If after you do a move, your opponent likes to sidestep in a situation, or they like to sidestep and duck in a situation, or they like to back up and duck, or they like to back up and block standing, or they like to side walk to the left or side walk to the right, or you notice that your opponent is always dashing in to make sure that their moves hit and make sure that they get their mix-ups correct. You then take that information and you use the best move to punish their movement. So if they run at you, instead of using a counter hitting move to get a score counter hit and punish their attack, you could just use a counter attacking move, or in this case, you could call it an anti-mobilization attack that will stop the opponent from even moving towards you, which is the difference between the two. And it can be made more clear as you start to understand it and you go through your move list and practice. What moves does my character have to cover these different bases? And you'll find that some characters are better at this. Some characters are not so great at it. Some characters heavily rely on tracking moves like homing attacks, whereas some characters have moves that are just moves that have slight tracking in one direction or another. As you start to implement this into your game, it will become way easier to get your opponent to stand still for your offense. But with that being said, you already know what it is. It's the realm of the real, where only the real can chill. And of course, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell. Hit the like too. I mean, I know you like it because you right back here, okay? And you're going to come back for the next one if that notification bell ringing. All right, so we ain't got to worry about that. All right, and also if y'all really want to get in depth with how to play this game, especially with the new installment coming up, I mean, go ahead, sign up for TTU. And you can do so at tknhouseent.com/TTU. All right, it's an 8-week course. You can go from being a good player to a great player in 8 weeks. I'm telling you, you can hear about the reviews. You can ask around. It's the best thing rocking, okay? So make sure you go over there and sign up if you're really interested in getting to know some of the deeper aspects of this game. And without further ado, that brings this video to a close. And like I said before, you already know what it is, man. The realm of the real, where only the real can chill. Peace.